1970, we sure we did the forefront. Knowledge for selfish, for sure we did the work. Auditorium to basement of all faculty of law. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Work hard and we shine, commitment, dedication. Neurosurgery, comedy, music, Nollywood. SOTK, Dr. Call, MC Casino. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Great Uniben, great Uniben, great Uniben.
Hello, viewers. Welcome to another episode of the Uniben Alumni Series. As you know, this is a show where we celebrate alumni of the University of Benin while also promoting the institution, the University of Benin. The program is geared to inspire and motivate current students and also young alumni at the University of Benin. When they listen to the journeys, the messages from our guests, we hope and we pray that it motivates you. And on today's episode, we have an assistant superintendent of immigration, and is also a former director of welfare student union government of the University of Benin. He is Osariemen Okounghae. I don't know if I'm permitted to call him Comrade. Thank you very much, Osariemen, for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Greetings from here to all our friends from everywhere in the world. Once a comrade is still a comrade. Yes, Comrade Superintendent of Immigration, Osariemen Okounghae.
Thank you, Osariemen. Let's start off from here. Your story, your venture into University of Benin is that of courage, is that of tenacity, is something that inspires those of us who are your friends when we hear how you got into the institution, and also those that have cared to listen to your story, your journey is something inspiring. You have mentioned how you came from not an affluent home where education was easily accessible, but you fought your way. You ensure that you got education. Before getting admission to the University of Benin, you get into trading. And I want to ask, why did you venture into tertiary education? Why did you think you needed to acquire tertiary education after being, especially not getting support from family or from anybody, but self-sponsoring? Why did you think it was necessary for you to pause with trading at that point and get tertiary education?
All right, thank you so much. First and foremost, while I was in primary school, Idaken Primary School, our slogan then was, our motto, knowledge is power. So knowing fully well that knowledge is power, I decided to push further so that I can get the power. And today, my pushing further into University of Benin has given me the needed power that is still pushing me on till date.
Okay. Let's talk about you getting into Uniben proper this time around. You studied history. You have a Bachelor of Arts in History from the institution. Was history your first choice of course, or like many others who happen to study? Because with all due respect to those that studied history, but with statistics we have, most of them actually did not pick history as their first choice of course. Was history your first choice of course?
Actually, I'd wanted to study law in Uniben. I think my first post-sem in Uniben was, I think, law, then law. But at the end of the day, I didn't get anything. So I had to push further. I won't push further to get an admission in um, University of Abuja at Asa then. And I remember I scored 88 over 100 in post-MA, but I still did not get anything. So I kept pushing. And then I think my last application for Uniben, I applied for law, then history and international relations. Then as God will have it, I got it. I got history. You know, and, I'm not regretting it till date. I'm not regretting it. It's been a good one.
Yes, that was actually going to lead me to my next question. I said, well, if your first choice was law, and when you found out it was history that was offered to you, or history and international relations, was that a disappointment for you, or that was okay? You just need to get into the institution and get this knowledge that you mentioned earlier.
Well, at first, when I got history, you know, normally everyone will be like, history, you know, what's history, you know? But when we started our year one, then we started encountering good lecturers, you know, that were always putting us on the track. And at the end of the day, even in that our year one, first semester on the level, started loving the history even more than the law that we're attending. You know, the likes of Professor Ragbe were there, Professor Bensi, Osariemen Okounghae, and many other good lecturers that were there to groom us. And today we are proudly historians.
Okay. During your time at the institution, you ventured into politics, student politics, and you brought yourself out to serve as the director of welfare. What was the motivation behind that? What motivated you to go for that position? As a student of the institution, you were eligible to vie for any positions at then. But you wanted the director of welfare, you wanted to become the director of welfare. What motivated you? One, to go for that position, and two, to serve Uniben students.
All right, I've always loved to serve humanities, and I also told myself that when I get into any higher institution, any higher, I remember then I applied for TASWED, Sassola University of Education, applied for Uniben Abuja, applied for Ibrahim Badamasi Baghdad University, Lapai, Niger State. So I was applying, and I also told myself that when I get into any institution, I'm not going to go for faculty, then I'll go for departmental, but the top, which is SUG. And then I'll get into Uniben, I was able to achieve SUG. Now, why did I go for director of welfare? Like I said earlier, I always have that mind, that art of serving humanities, of putting smiles on the faces of the people. And besides that, then I was just in my 200 level. I started grooming myself towards getting to SUG from 100 level. So when I got into 200 level, knowing fully well that in my 200, it may not be really easy for me to get the presidency. Then I had to go for the position of the director of welfare, where I gave my all in serving Uniben students in my time.
Okay, before we get to you giving your all, you just mentioned that it appeared that the position of welfare was like a springboard for you to get into the seat of the SUG president. That means you had the notion to vie for SUG president. Is that correct? You wanted to become SUG president?
You know, in life, like okay, in life, everybody will always want to be number one. Like my brother would say, Bayo Sagi, that whenever he's going for anything again, he wants to go for that number one, because we saw you know, that number one position is, it was so powerful and it was an interesting position. So everyone wants to get the number one position. So it was my vision to become number one. But you know, like they always tell us, start from somewhere. So I had to start from the director of welfare so I can give my quota. And then Uniben students in my time can still recall, even as I was serving as director of welfare, most persons till date see me as like, you were a former SUG president. Now. I wasn't president, I was welfare, but with my service to humanity and service to the students, people were seeing me as if I'm the president. All glory to God.
Yeah, let's talk about your service to the students or the university as director of welfare. What can you pick as the proudest moment, the program or the initiative that you champion, that you think That was the best that came out from your officers at that time.
All right. My philosophy has always been to put smiles on people's face to ensure that people around me are happy. Like I just like seeing smiling faces, and it was with this I introduced the SUG market. The SUG market was actually first of its kind in the whole of any higher institution in Nigeria, although I don't know about every other institution, but I believe it was the first of its kind, where just the way they have the K market day and all of the market days in all region, we had what we call the SUG market that takes place at the June 12 building every Saturday. What we did was to myself and the members of the executive then went to the market to inform some market women that they can bring their goods, foodstuffs and all, to our June 12 building on Saturday to sell to our students at a very affordable rate. Then, for example, a woman is unable to sell full carton of fish in the market for that Saturday. But in the SUG market, the woman can end up selling 5-10 carton of fish. Because why? It was an already made market. People were available to get these goods, even though the person is selling at a very affordable rate. But with the large number of persons buying, the person will still be able to get enough gains. And that was one unique thing that even made our tenure then very unique, and it was endowed to the heart of the people, and it makes the students happy then. So it was one of the best things that happened in our time.
Yes, I quite agree, because I was a beneficiary of that initiative, and we can testify that the Uniben students, especially those students at that time, really benefited from it, and it brought the market closer to them. The idea of going to saloon market and other markets around, we eliminated that, and it was quite cheaper than what we could get outside. Thank you. We commend you seriously for that. And can we say your relationship with these traders before coming to the institution actually help facilitate that initiative?
Yes, very well. And because even when we went to appeal to them that they should bring their goods to our building to sell, somehow, if some person should go tell them so, they'll be scared, because some people will say students wahala. But because I have been part of them, I haven't sold in that market in time past. I remember hawking cooked corn and selling nylon bag in that same market. So when I went to now meet them that they should come and also sell their wares, their goods in the market, they welcomed me wholeheartedly. What they said was Orima Wehin, which is you are our own. So they were not scared. They came and they also enjoyed selling for the students and also making something for themselves. It was easy meeting with them because I've been part of them.
Yes. Still on your time as SUG Director of Welfare, what can you say was the most challenging moment for you as SUG official? What incident happened and you felt, oh, this actually took a huge toll on you and your fellow executive members?
We had some challenges, but we were able to still surmount every pressure and be able to give it all. As SUG leaders, you are not totally in charge. For example, if you are to organize a program, you have to pass through the student affairs and all. You understand? But I think as at then, we had good leadership from the student affairs, and then whatever program we present, you have them approving, at least especially programs that will make impact in the life of the students. And again, one of the challenges was if sincerely you're willing to serve students, willing to serve humanity, it will be very challenging in the sense that when your mates are in class receiving lectures, you will get a call that they've increased price of water in or they've increased price of water in life science. You have to run there with your men to see how you can remedy things. Or you hear that one bus driver from Ring Road on Uniben, they are fighting with one of our students at the main gate. You have to run down to go make peace. All of these were challenges. That when some of our fellow students are in class receiving lectures, you are there in the field serving students. So it was very challenging, but to God be the glory, we were still able to, come out strong, by balancing our studies and also serving humanity.
Obviously, you backed your Bachelor of Arts from the university, Bachelor of Arts in History and International Relations. What other attributes did you take from the institution? What can you look back to that and say, oh, Uniben taught me this, Uniben made me this, Uniben forged me in this way?
It has always been in character and in learning. Yes, that's been our slogan in Uniben, character and learning. We get a result in character and in learning. You see, Uniben has been able to groom me and many of us with that pushing spirit. From Uniben, we've been able to get that spirit to push. And that's why if you check, everyone that is a graduate of University of Benin, there is no dull moments wherever they are. Just the other time in my office, we're having a meeting and we're introducing ourselves. Then I haven't told them my name, and I said, I am a graduate of the prestigious University of Benin. Someone said, yes, I said it. I said it because he must have concluded in his heart when I was introducing my name that this one should be Uniben products. So by the time I said I'm a graduate of the prestigious University of Benin, I said it. So whenever you check graduates or people that are graduates of University of Benin, there's no dull moment. They are very smart, they are intelligent, and they are sharp. And that is why if you've not been sharp, you've not been smart, but on going to University of Benin and becoming a graduate from that citadel of learning, you become so sharp and smart. Yes.
Okay. That is what I will agree with you on 100%, because as you said earlier, we have been awarded our certificate both in character and in learning. And when you have found one in any of these, you cannot be a graduate of the institution. Being a student of Uniben, you experience real life issues, and Uniben programs you to solve these issues in real time. And I think we all are grateful for that. The street smartness that we have, an average university have, it is what the institution, the environment has instilled in us. Moving further, Osariemen, ASI, Osariemen. Let's talk about your work, the Nigerian Immigration Service. What do you think is I believe there are some misconceptions about the Nigerian Immigration Service. When it comes to men on uniform in Nigeria, we have this notion about corruption. When it comes to men generally on uniform in Nigeria, whether it's the police, immigration, NSCDC, we just have these corruption issues always around there. What can you say about the immigration? Is there a difference in the way you operate?
All right. Corruption, our advisor, corruption shouldn't be traced to any agency, but rather it should be traced to individuals. And that's why people always say there are some bad eggs. Of course, in every agency, there will be some bad eggs. So we will not come out to say that because some persons have done something negative, then you now tag the entire agency to be corrupt.
Yes, but these agencies are made up of individuals. Organizations
Yeah.
are made up of individuals, and these individuals are the image makers of these agencies. So if we say, for example, the police, the roadblocks, we cannot call them corporate this or corporate that. We might not even know their names, but because we see them on uniform, on black uniform, we know they're police officers. So we'll say the police, they are corrupt. And with a recent survey that went around, it was established that the police, the Nigerian police, not the immigration service this time around, is the most corrupt institution in Nigeria. So I don't think it is out of place when we say men in uniform, especially the police. But now, generally, men in uniform in Nigeria, there's this corruption issues always hanging over there. What can you say specifically for your agency? You are not the spokesperson of your agency, but you work there. How are there checks and balances for this kind of things not to occur? What are the punishments in place if these kind of things occur? Because we know as humans, these things really they do occur. But for institutions like yours, the Immigration Service, what are those modalities put in place to checkmate this kind of behaviors from officers?
All right. Since I got into the service, I've been opportune to see some comptroller generals that have given it their best in ensuring that officers that are corrupt are dealt with. You know, our former CGI, Babadele did his best. Issa Jere did his best also. Then Werola and our present comptroller general, Kemi Nana Nada. God bless her so much. She's doing her very best, you know, with the support of our working minister, Bumi Tunji Ojo. They are doing their very best to ensure that corruption in our service is curbed. You know, we've seen situations whereby some officers that did wrong are mercilessly dealt with. Either you miss promotion or you are even sent out of the service because our minister is a no-nonsense man. Even our CG, they are no-nonsense people, and they don't want to hear anything nonsense. So as it stands now, I can boldly tell you that the service is in a new shape. Everybody has everybody is more focused and determined. Nobody wants to be involved in anything called corruption because they know our CG and the minister will not take it lightly. So I can boldly tell you that immigration is one of the best agencies as it stands now because of the good work that the minister and our CGIS is doing. Immigration is one of the best agency. You can take this anywhere.
Okay, that is your own assessment, which is fine. You just mentioned the minister. Sometime last year, if I can remember, I think I watched it on one of these TV stations. The minister made a pronouncement that there will be e-gates, electronic gates for Nigerians when they are coming into the country. I think that ought to be in operation by now, but it appears we still don't have that. What do you think is the delay, or is there any information that the general public need to know? Because if you get to Heathrow, for example, in the UK, as a British citizen, you do not have physical or verbal interaction with the border officers. You just go to the e-gate, you scan your passport, and you walk in. And I think that was the idea the minister was talking about, that we can also have that in Nigeria, which will be good. That will help with the whole queuing up, and it will help decongest the border area. So what is the delay? Because that is quite a positive news that especially those of us in diaspora look forward to.
Well, let me quickly cut in. It seems that you've not traveled into Nigeria for a very long time. The e-gate is perfectly working, and people are commending the e-gate. Sincerely, the e-gate is working. When you go to Abuja Airport,
Okay,
When you go
thank you
to,
very much for clarification. Is it just Abuja? Which other of our
no,
international?
we also have it in Lagos.
Oh,
We have it in Lagos also.
okay.
Yes, the
No, that
e-gate
is
is working,
highly
and people are
commendable.
commending. You can go online. People are commending the minister and the CJIs for the e-gate. It is very fast and smooth. As soon as you scan in your passport, the gate gets open. If you are not in a wanted list and all, the gate gets open for you and you are in. It's very fast.
So,
And in fact, it is one of the most commendable things that travelers are commending the minister for as it stands presently. The e-gate is the first of its kind in our dear country.
I quite right. But the last time I came into the country was in December 2023. That's more than a year ago. It was not in operations again. The minister had made mention before then. But it is something commendable, and we commend you guys in the immigration and also the minister especially for such an initiative. And you just mentioned that it has been operation in Abuja and Lagos. What about our other international airports like Kano and Port Harcourt? Are they in operation there as well, or we are still looking forward to it?
Yes, the modality is being put in place to ensure that other international airports also experience the e-gates. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, I'll confess that the present minister, Olubunmi Tunde Ojo, is a blessing to the NIS. You know, it's been beautiful since he came in. You know, in terms of innovations and all, you can go online. I can even send you some videos of everything he has been doing. In fact, immigration has become a bride in the interior ministry because of the good innovation of the minister and our working CGIs, Kemi Nananada.
Thank you, sorry. Let's go back to Uniben. As a former student leader, what advice would you give to current students? Sorry, who are interested in leadership roles? What advice will you give to them?
Okay, they should see a leadership role as a building place where they can build themselves on becoming a better leader in the future. Now, everything that we're doing today is as a result of all that we learned while we are in the SUG, in the student leadership. We were able to learn so many things because it's a grooming place where you can be groomed on becoming a good. Now check out some of our former students and even some of our student leaders like Michael Opeyemi Bamidele, Senator Bamidele, you know, and check out Senator Matthew Urogide, you know, and check out Oviomo Agege, you know, and people that are graduates of Uniben that also had position. You know, or check out our president, the president in my time, Osifo Sase Favor. They are doing so well. And if you check their leadership style today, it is top notch. All of this is because of what they've learned or what they learned while they were serving. Or is it one of our leaders, Western Yamu or Judy Magwe? You know, you can see their leadership style today is because it is as a result of what they've learned while they were student leaders in Uniben. So I will encourage our current students that are having intentions of serving in this student leadership to see student leadership, student struggle as a grooming place where they go and learn. Because some people see it as a place you just go and make money. You will make this money. It will not even last you 1 year. Seriously. So I see it as a place where you make your name. If you want to become relevant in future, you getting into any student leadership body, either in department, faculty, or SUG, it should be a place where you go and make your name. And how do you make your name? By doing well, by serving students very well, because you were voted for so that you can serve them. Give them quality service. And they must also be ready, because it's not an easy task, because you have to balance it. You know, you have to balance serving students and also your primary responsibility of going into an institution to learn. You must balance it so that no one will lack. And that was what we did in our time, but we ensure we balance it and we were able to give in our best in academics and also in serving our students.
Okay, thank you. Lastly, I think it was last year or last 2 years, correct me if I'm wrong, we saw your philanthropic gesture, especially at Saloon Market and environs, where you went and gave, was it the Christmas or it was, I think it was during one of the celebration times when you went and gave money and gave food items to people around the supermarkets. Thank you very much. It's highly commendable. I just want to ask, what was the motivation behind that? What did you feel it was necessary for you to do that?
Okay, the Bible says it is more blessed to give than to receive. Then it is also said that givers never lack. So because I don't want to lack, I have to give. But in all, I am always determined to put smiles on the face of the people. Because at the end of the day, if I have millions in my account, for example, and I die tomorrow, those millions will not follow me to the grave. And besides, those plenty money I'm having in the account when I die tomorrow, it will be difficult for my next of kin to even grab those money. So all that gives me joy is to be there for the people. I didn't do that stuff during Christmas time. I think it was during the, let's say, within May, June, or thereabouts.
Okay.
I think April, May, June, yes. That's when I did that philanthropic and gesture. It was a way of me going back to the grassroots, where the place I grew up from, the place I hustled, the place I sold rubber nylon bag, the place I sold cooked corn, the place I sold aloko, bendan select, the place I sold pure water, and sachet water, as we call it. So I had to go back to the grassroots to also give back to the people, to also uplift some persons. I know how I struggled to get into Uniben, ensuring that I become a graduate. And I know it is not so easy for some parents out there, especially for some mothers. So it was a way of me going to also uplift some persons. It is not that I have it all. No, we are still coming, and I know we'll get there. But it is something I love doing, something that gives me joy. And if I have opportunity tomorrow, I will do more. I will affect lives positively. Yeah, I think it is the best thing that will happen to anyone. Affecting lives, raising people. I was raised by some persons also. All thanks to Senator Matthew Rogide, all thanks to Western Wadam Yamu. These are people that have uplifted me one way or the other. So it is also necessary and important that I also go raise other persons. By so doing, we'll be having a better society. When I'm raised, I'm able to raise other persons, and those persons I'm raising are also raising others. So the society will become a better place. Everybody will get there. I pray God continue to give us strength to do more for humanity.
Thank you very much. I think that's a good place for us to anchor. May God give us strength to do more for humanity. Thank you very much, Osariemen Okounghae. Still coming, as you have earlier said, coming, you always be coming. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Thank you for creating time to be part of the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all you do, Kaka. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be speaking with Osariemen Okounghae, an assistant superintendent of immigration and a former director of welfare, Students Union Government, University of Benin. Continue to subscribe to our channel. We'll be more exclusive interviews. Thank you. Bye for now.
1970, we sure we did the forefront. Knowledge for self-peace, for sure we did the work. Auditorium to basement of all faculty of law.